Hello students. So today we begin with our second chapter, Growth of Nationalism. In the middle of the 18th century, European countries were under the monarchical system in which the king was the ultimate authority. In the 18th century, the European countries were basically there was king who would take all the decisions for its people. So king was the person who was the ultimate authority. Kingdoms were spread over vast territories inhabited by people of different ethnic groups. In most cases, the kings were foreigners to the people who felt no loyalty towards them. So, since the kingdoms were spread over a very large territory and spread across various areas of the country, so king was basically a foreigner to them, in the sense king did not have the reach to uh, approach everybody and connect with every person. The feudal lords who controlled small areas within the kingdom were like minor kings in their own areas. So there were lords. In the territories, there were people, lords, who were the leaders of the pact. So they were the ones who were controlling the small areas, and they themselves were the king. They were considered as the king. They framed their own laws and implemented them according to their own will. So they basically decided to run their own kingdom according to their own rules and regulations. Thus, a kingdom was divided into a large number of feudal states, each governed by a separate set of laws. There were also a large number of customs duties to be paid within a kingdom of various points. This was economically harmful and affected the smooth running of the trade. So every territory had a custom duty that was to be paid to the king. So basically, in the trading process, it was harmful because each trading post, for example, if you trade goods from point A to B, but between point to A to B there are XYZ territories, so you have to pay custom duties to all the three territories. So it became cumbersome and difficult process. The rich merchant class now demanded the removal of such barriers and wanted the establishment of a nation state with a uniform set of laws. So the rich merchant class, they asked for a nation state. Basically, they were wanting that monarchy should be removed and there should be a state which will have a uniform set of laws for all its territories. Nation states emerged when a homogeneous population living in a common territory, sharing a historical and cultural background and having common aspirations, began to consider themselves as one people. So nation state, how it all started, when people started thinking in the same manner. Everybody, all the territories, they united and they started following the rules of the land that was set by the nation state. The feeling of oneness was fired by a new spirit of patriotism, of owning loyalty not to the king but to the country, which belonged to all citizens within that territory. So from the loyalty to the king, the loyalty moved to the country, the nation, the whole nation as a whole. So it became basically easier to control the masses within that territory. The new trend in political philosophy led to growth of nationalism and resulted in the birth of nation state. France and England were among the first nation states. So basically, this is what resulted in nation states, and France and England were first nation states. So we stop here. We'll be continuing in our next class.